Blake Lively's attorneys are back on the docket asking for more negative inferences and determinations to be made at trial, which further shows me that they're probably a little afraid of what trial is going to look like. But this time, they are asking for the court to determine that certain answers for requests for admission are deemed admitted because they don't like the answers that were given, which were basically objections. Now, requests for admissions are just that. You send something out saying, admit that, blah, 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 right? So in this case, it was admit that this document is authentic. They sent a blanket request to all the defendants, and within some of the things they were asking for, oh, and the answers that you give back are under oath, right? So you're saying, I swear under oath that, yes, I admit that this. The answers they gave back to some of those requests for admissions were, we as a group cannot authenticate this document. And the way authentication works is that the person who created it will go through a series of questions to authenticate that document, meaning, did you create this? When did you create this? Is this created in the normal course of your business? Here, I think we're looking at emails, whatever. Some of the things, and I think the 30-point list was in there, were things created by Blake Lively. So they can't be the ones to authenticate it. Now, when I talk to you guys about credibility, these are the kinds of things I'm talking about. Because if you'll remember way back, Gottlieb ran to People magazine for a little publicity and said, oh, Brian Friedman's sworn affidavit that somebody was talking to him about what Taylor Swift said is triple hearsay. It wasn't triple hearsay. It was maybe double hearsay at best. Could have fallen into a few of the exceptions from the hearsay rule. Would have been admissible. Ironic that Gottlieb is allowed to go and make statements that are clearly untrue. I guess you have to understand the rules of evidence to know it was untrue, but clearly untrue. And for the sake of publicity, simultaneously, they're trying to sanction Brian Friedman and get him kicked off the case for doing the same thing. So, okay for Blake to do it, not okay for the other side to do it. Hypocrisy at its best. I digress. So, when we talk about credibility, in my mind, I watched Gottlieb make that statement and I was like, do you not understand the rules of hearsay, sir? Because statements by a party opponent are excluded from the hearsay rule. And one level of that hearsay he was talking about was a statement by Blake Lively herself. So, not hearsay. I log that in my mind, right? And now that I'm looking at this and watching this argument, I'm thinking, do you not understand how authentication works? And what he's asking the court to do is saying this blanket objection that the Wayfarer parties gave back isn't good enough. And really what they're trying to do is just to play games with Blake Lively and her lawyers. They had, in their email exchanges, they had some discussions about, hey, we can exchange a list of documents that we think should be stipulated to at trial, meaning we won't have to go through the authentication process. We all agree that this is authentic and can be brought into trial, right? So there's, the Wayfarer parties are saying like, hey, this is the proper avenue to do this, because this over here, you can't get a group to authenticate a document that one and maybe none of us made. That's not how authentication works. And what it shows to me is that they're scared that they won't be able to authenticate some of these documents at trial. They're scared because maybe Gottlieb doesn't understand the rules of evidence. And hey, Kristen Bender, I'll give you the number to my guy if you actually want to learn how the rules of evidence work. Because your mentor is maybe not giving you the best education. So all that to say, this is a dumb argument. It's a dumb ask from the court. But like I have said all along, I am not the judge. I cannot tell you what the judge will do. As a litigating attorney, we know that judges will do unpredictable things. I didn't think Blake Lively should go first in depositions that the Wayfarer parties had called for. The judge said, yeah, she can go first. So who knows? But all that to say, Gottlieb is the kind of attorney that I'm just never going to respect. I just, between Blake and Drake and triple hearsay, have the best day.